Hey there. So here we are, chapter 57 of Odd Thomas. Um, when we left Odd, we just he just had basically found um, the bad guy um, at the mall, which is not what he expected. He expected to the bad thing to happen at the bowling alley or the movies. But anyway, he tracked him to the mall. So there, that's where we are. Chapter 57. A galaxy of suns blazed on the windshields of the serried cars and SUVs, a light quake that shocked my bloodshot eyes and forced me to squint. Three-story department stores anchored the north and south ends of the mall. Numerous specialty shops occupied the two levels between those leviathans. PMS drew me to the department store at the north end. I drove around to the back and parked near a wide descending ramp that led to the subterranean loading docks where trucks delivered merchandise. 3 spaces away stood a black and white cruiser, no cop in sight. If this was Varner's car, he was already in the mall. My hands shook. The buttons on my cell phone were small. To get it right, I had to key in the number of Burke Bailey's twice. I intended to tell Stormy to leave work immediately, to get out of the mall by the nearest door, to go quickly to her car and drive away fast. Drive anywhere, just drive. As the number was ringing, I hung up. She might not at this moment be destined to cross Varner's path, but if I persuaded her to get the hell out of there, she might cross his sights at the instant that he pulled his gun out and opened fire. Her destiny is to be with me forever. We have the card from the fortune-telling machine as proof. It hangs above her bed. Gypsy Mummy had given us, for a single quarter, what that other couple couldn't buy at any price. Logic argued that if I did nothing, she would be safe. If she changed her plans at my urging, I might be thwarting her destiny and mine. Trust in fate. My responsibility was not to warn off Stormy, but to stop Simon Varner before he was ready to put his plan in action, before he killed anyone. There you have your classic easier said than done. He was a cop, and I wasn't. He carried at least one firearm, and I didn't. Taller than me, stronger than me, trained in every possible method to subdue an aggressive citizen, he enjoyed all the advantages except a sixth sense. The gun that had killed Robertson was stashed under the driver's seat. I had put it there the previous night, meaning to dispose of it later. Leaning forward, I fumbled under my seat, found the weapon, and withdrew it. I felt as if I were holding hands with death. After more fumbling, I figured out how to eject the magazine. I counted 9 rounds, bright brass, loaded nearly to capacity. The only round missing was the one that had put a hole in Robertson's heart. I shoved the magazine back into the pistol. It clicked in place. My mother's gun has a safety. A red dot is revealed when the safety is switched off. This piece appeared to have no comparable feature. Perhaps the safety was built into the trigger, requiring a double pull. No safety on my heart. It was booming. I felt as though I were holding hands with death, all right. My death. With a pistol in my lap, I picked up the phone and punched in Chief Porter's private cell number, not his police department line. The keys seemed to be growing smaller, as if this were a phone Alice had gotten from a hookah-smoking caterpillar. But I entered the 7 digits correctly on the first try and pressed send. Carla Porter answered on the 3rd ring. She said that she was still in the ICU waiting room. She'd been allowed to see the chief on 3 occasions, for 5-minute visits. He was awake the last time, but very weak. He knew who I was. He smiled for me. But he's not able to talk much, and not coherently. They're keeping him semi-sedated to facilitate healing. I don't think he'll really be talking much before tomorrow. But he's going to be all right? I asked. That's what they say, and I'm beginning to believe it. I love him, I said, and heard my voice break. He knows that, Audie. He loves you too. You're a son to him. Tell him. I will. I'll call, I promised. I pressed in and dropped the phone on the passenger seat. The chief could not help me. No one could help me. No sad, dead prostitute to quell the killing frenzy of this coyote. Just me. Intuition told me not to take the pistol. I slid it under the seat again. When I switched off the engine and got out of the car, the fiery sun was both a hammer and an anvil, forging the world between itself and its reflection. Psychic magnetism works whether I'm rolling on wheels or afoot. I was drawn to the delivery ramp. I went down into the coolness of the subterranean loading docks. That's it. Chapter 57. See what's going to happen next time.